of the day. This is something that happened
Story of the day.
extremely early. If I would have known, I probably would have gone to work a lot earlier so we can start earlier. But by the time I saw it, I was already at work. But anyways, Fresh and Fit, obviously. And we went over a video of Aba&preach. I don't know if you remember the video.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, they have some beef, and this is how the beef goes. Basically, about 3 to 4 months ago, Aba&preach went to the Fresh and Fit podcast. They were discussing basically prostitution, if prostitution should be allowed, because in New York, prostitution is going to be made legal. Fast forward to 2 days ago, Aba&preach made a reaction video to that day that they were having the conversation, and essentially they were making fun of Fresh and Fit's points. Okay, when I first watched it, I was like, they might say something about it and they might take it too hard, but keep in mind that is the only wrong thing that Aba&preach did. They kind of just made fun of their points. They didn't insult them. They just made fun.
Insulted them, like kind of the way they think.
Yeah, the way they think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Fresh and Fit fired back, and they just went to the personal. They insulted Preach's wife. They were talking about numbers and how they're making more money than them and they're more popular than them. And that was the reason they made a video, was because they're popping. So that's it. So I'm just gonna let's watch a little small clip of the video just to get you an idea
of the reaction, or
of Aba&preach reaction to Fresh and Fit, because Fresh and Fit took down their video. So, and they already apologized, but this anyways, I'm trying to be quick. Bang. Okay, you're there. Let me make sure that you can listen, because last time we had that problem. Okay, let me know if you hear anything.
You can find it. This man's out here talking about don't pay for bots, don't pay for bots. It's on a website for sugar daddies and sugar babies. Okay. All right. You want to be a giant hypocrite? Do your...
Okay, just to quickly clarify, Fresh and Fit's point is that you should never pay for vagina. What Aba&preach is saying is, you're saying all of this stuff to your subscribers, but then you're on a website where you find sugar babies, and you're basically paying for vagina. So you're telling something, but you're doing the next. So this is what he basically says. Not to sound cocky, I'm 6'4", 6'2". Only 4% of the male population is 6'2". 3% of males make over 300K. Honestly, these people are like fake it till you make it. The more I watch their stuff, but anyways, let's continue.
Yeah, Fresh and Fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you come to find out this man's talking about. Listen, we want burning desire from ladies. Ain't that what they say? Right? You want to get their best, so you got to earn it. Come to find out, this man's telling girls in the DMs that if they want to come on the platform, they have to.
Yeah, this is another thing that popped up. I saw this a while back, but you know how the Me Too and the movement is, so I didn't want to talk about it until it was confirmed.
And aren't special. You could have just said no and kept it moving, but you are clearly in your feelings going through all that effort with a poll, etc. Go ahead and screenshot the conversation to Cloud Chase. I don't care about 75 Cent. What 75 Cent said in your story to White Knight. The difference is I say what I want and I don't care what you think they do.
Okay, so basically this is something that they do. I mean, he talked about it in his podcast, so he admitted that he did this. And basically to certain women, they go into the podcast and it's like, come to the podcast and you have to fuck me before you come. Or so the girls that do OnlyFans, because they have OnlyFans and porn stars, what they do is they basically tell them like, hey, if you're gonna come in the podcast, you can come, but you need to have like nude interview with us for our Patreon. And again, this guy's Fresh and Fit always talk about do not pay for OnlyFans, but they're using female sexuality, to get money. So it's same thing, whatever. Let's continue.
Fucking if they don't, he gets upset about it and he gets all pissy. Oh, you fucked all my other boys. You won't fuck me, then you can't get on the platform. So wait, you want to bang a girl who just wants to come on the platform for clout? And you think that's burning desire? And again, guys, I don't even care that he goes about that way to bang girls. Do whatever you want. You earned your platform. Go ahead. Me, it's the hypocrisy of these ideas. You preach to these men that they have to always seek this thing, that this is the way to live, that this is the best way, but you don't even walk the talk. That's what I find this take.
Aba&preach decided to make a video talking smack out of nowhere, out of left field, and it's funny about capping and paying for box. And I was like, didn't we talk about this several months ago? Like, why are you guys bringing this up like now? Like, what the hell?
We're trending, man.
Yeah.
The only reason we brought it up later is because we already covered a couple of videos from that podcast and the second one after.
One more.
And this we did both podcasts the same.
forward,
The first one, and then I came back later on for the second one. I could
Same tire back on, same fucking million plaque. We got $200,000 plaques now. And we're gonna get a million plaque. And we're gonna get.
Oh my
What if you
God.
control the web?
Oh no.
I'll let that shit out.
Give the other channel another million as well, and Fresh's channel gonna hit 100,000. Facts. We are better than you niggas. Period. Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, we don't pay for bots. These are the kind of like, you know what it's like? You know what it's like? You know, I love it that these guys call themselves alpha and all this other stuff. It makes me laugh because they got such bitch energy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like when you're talking to a girl.
Pause. So, hold on. Can you see my face?
Yes, I can see your beautiful face.
All right. So, I think I kind of made this point to you last time, and if I didn't, I guess I'll say it now. Is that so? It's like, for example, with the red pill stuff. I don't want to use the red pill community as the scapegoats for this. I'll use Fresh&fit as a scapegoat for this. Is that a lot of that red pill bullshit is not how reality actually is. And they preach about red pill stuff because, yeah, this is how we live and this is how the world really works. That's not what it is. What's going on is that the same guys that are simping, or the same guys that are on these guys' profile pic on these guys' YouTubes and these guys' YouTubes or podcasts or whatever, and trying to get advice from these little fucks. So all you have, the people that these guys look up to are braggadocious individuals. Fresh&fit as an example is that, yeah, don't overpay for this. Like people they're trying to give you rules about the way life is. Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. For the most part, 99.999% of the time, when someone is telling you this is how the world is, this is how half the population in the world is, it's gonna be bullshit. Because humans are static. We're more on a spectrum. And the fact that, it's common, well, not common, there's a community of people that profit off the fact that there are young men that are so insecure about themselves, and they're looking, it's just, I'm an alpha, I'm a sigma, I'm this, I'm that. People that really fall into those kind of mindsets and trouble. The people that are pushing this kind of narrative, most of those guys are bitches. Most of them, like the first time I saw Fresh&fit, the first time I saw those two guys as individuals, I knew they were whack. Like it's not something that you have to, you don't have to hear them talk. I figured out who they were through Austin. I think his name is Austin Dunham, and I got into Austin Dunham because he's a very fit guy, right? Now he started steering into the red pill community kind of stuff, right? And he had a podcast with these guys. So he went to a podcast with these guys. And so, but before that, he had a vlog, and the way they was talking to Austin, it seemed like they were just fucking corny. Yeah, man, I'm gonna invite this bitch over. Yeah, we fuck all the time. That's one of the first things they brought up. Yeah, we constantly have sex. I'm like, yo, bro, anyone is constantly having, like, you don't talk that way if you're constantly having sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the blind leading the blind type thing.
Yeah. Like if you copy these guys, if you think that these guys are the guys that's gonna lead you to victory, don't get me wrong. They built a platform off of simps. I look at them like the same way I look at Pokemon. You know what Pokemon is?
Yeah.
Yeah. The same thing. She built a platform. Yeah, she built a platform over simps. The same thing what they did. But this, hey, you want to be like Tarzan? That's basically what they did.
Because there's a market for it, a huge market right now. So it's a huge market to just sell them. Because I saw their prices for their courses, and
your microphone is very sensitive right now.
Oh, like I'm too loud?
Very loud.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Let me know if I'm fine. I was looking at their prices because I was curious. I was like, what the hell do they sell? And their prices for, first of all, fitness is like 30 minutes for $500. Like,
And they're
30
fucking
minutes.
ugly. And they're
30
not even
minutes.
fit.
Like 30 minutes for $500. What the hell are you talking about? I know
For
coaches.
you.
Like, what the hell are you gonna teach me in 30 minutes? You know, $1,000 for an hour. An hour? What are you
You
talking
fucking
about?
Arnold.
What are you gonna? Their prices are ridiculous. And the thing is another. They have a course for like $900. It's called DMing Demands, where you basically get to see how they talk to girls or some stuff like that. And I'm like, who the fuck is paying $900 just to see DMs? And the thing is that there's a huge market for this. Now look, they're entertaining. It's just like we talked about last time. When I'm in my job and I have to package stuff, move stuff around, I gotta buy certain stuff, I pop it on. It's entertaining. That's all it is for me. That's all I take it as.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take a genius to realize that when they say, hey, we're showing you how all women are in this podcast, it doesn't take a genius to realize that that's not true, because all those girls are the same. There are Black, Hispanic, Asian, Middle Eastern, white, but they're all the same. They're all hang out in the same social groups. They're all party girls. That's all they are. Those are not relationship women.
Not only are they all party girls, they all got there the exact same way. They were all DM'd. They mostly all got OnlyFans. It's rare they on some of their podcasts where you see a single girl and it's like, yeah, that's actually kind of how the world works, where if a girl wants a certain guy, a girl has to exhibit certain kind of, you might have one out of the whole group. And everyone in the group is like, who the fuck is this bitch? When a girl has brains there. But if you're going and you're selecting specific individuals, like if I went to a fucking NBA tryout, and all the guys there were Black, and I fucking made a podcast, and I said, hey, so how many of the Black guys here are all basketball players? And they all raised their hand. That would be that's not a good way to justify the Black community. Exactly. You went to a specific place to get a specific type of person, and then you bring them around and use that to judge the entire group. That's not how an experiment should work.
And it's also not how you have a good debate, because honestly, all the girls make the same points. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever they do their podcast, all the girls make the exact same points, and they make the exact same points. Yes. Are they wrong in everything that they say? I agree with some of the stuff that they say. I agree, but you cannot really have a conversation with people that genuinely believe that you need to have $500,000 to date them. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there was a woman that came into the show, which was hilarious. She's like 5'10", 5'11", and she has a daughter, so she's a baby mama. And she goes in there and she's like, so there's no hope for me. It's like, I want a man that is 6'1", because when I wear heels, I want to be 6 feet, so I don't want to be taller than the guy, and I want him also to have money. And I'm like, well, it's so easy to trash on these females because your number one priority is height and money. How about your daughter? Like, you don't care if you find a man that is able to, loves your daughter as much as you do, or brings her in. Your number one priority is money and height. But that's why it just feeds into the simps that are in that comment section. They are enraged that maybe a girl broke their heart or whatever. Because they see these girls like, oh, look at this girl. She's 5'10". She only cares about height and money.
Being heartbroken amongst the male population now, it seems to be a very popular thing to be heartbroken. Yeah. And and it's not just here. Like, I know people that send stuff to people that I know, and it's stuff about men being emasculated, and it turns them on. The fact that men being emasculated is somehow now being attracted, like, not somehow now. I'm pretty sure there's been a fetish forever, but it's seeming to become more of a sexual thing to girls. Girls are attracted to emasculated males, or some girls are, and it seems to get more and more common. You know what I mean? And it's like, I mean, I don't care. I don't care what you're into. I'm gonna be me regardless. If you're not into 5'8.5", 5'9" on a good day, beard and muscles, fucking, I work with my hands all day in tools. If that's not what you're into, I'm not into you. I mean, if I was single, clearly not single.
Be careful.
Yeah.
No, but just another thing that they say is that, like, hey, you guys need to realize that if you guys don't have money, if you guys are not tall, if you guys are not fit, you guys have no chance in this market. And it just gives guys a false representation, because, all right, you're 5'8". like, I'll be honest, bro. I'm 5'9". Like, it's not that big of a deal. I never had a girl ever complain about height. Like, oh, I need a 6 foot guy. Oh, you're not making $500,000. You're not making 100K. Why would I ever that has never happened to me. That is so rare. But it comes from these girls.
Yeah.
It comes from these party girls that hang out with guys that are making a lot of money, and their reality is work.
But it's not even just party girls, because you know me, you've heard the stories, and I've never had a problem with girls. I'm 5'8". I don't make over $100,000. I make good money.
Yeah,
but I don't make over $100,000. I'm not in the club all the time.
You don't need $500,000. Like, do you need $500,000?
I don't even make $500,000. But I've never had a problem at all. I can never go back in my life where I've ever had an issue. So that's what I'm saying. For me, that's a misrepresentation of females.
Yeah, but the thing is, the guys that I think they're heartbroken and they're struggling with girls, there's a market for it. And just like you said, they're struggling with girls. They see these guys feeling this fake it till you make it lifestyle, right? They have this quote unquote money. They have this quote unquote girls. They're fucking around all the time. So they pay these ridiculous courses for what? Like, I heard some guy talk about that every man needs to have a motorcycle because it gives that bad boy look that women love. And in my head, as soon as I heard that, I'm like, you're gonna buy a motorcycle just because you want to drive women around? Like, you need women that much? Like, you're gonna make financial decisions to get yourself an apartment, to get yourself a house, because you need vagina that much? What are we talking about? Like, the guys cannot be this desperate. Are guys that desperate? The market is so big. I mean, because they're blowing up. Their views are crazy. But I always view it as entertaining. Entertainment, that's what it is for me.
Their views are crazy in the same way that an outraged female on Twitter gets a lot of likes. It's because of the culture is hatred. Hatred is getting views. Hatred and anger and all this stuff is getting views. And if you can justify someone's anger or you can justify someone's hatred, then boom, more clicks, more clicks, more clicks, more clicks, more clicks. Right. And I think I feel like Fresh&fit has tapped into that kind of culture.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And listen, more power to them, because actually the best videos, the videos with most views are the videos where they're kicking out girls. Those are the views, they just pop up like crazy. I mean, I tune into those. Those are hilarious. I mean, they're fucking hilarious. But fuck it. Like, but again,
I don't find them funny. I don't find them. I find them corny.
No,
I
listen.
can't take that serious.
Listen, Preach. I defended Preach because he was talking about he had he felt uncomfortable in the camera. He has like social anxiety or something like that. And I was like, you know what? At least you're trying and you're in the camera. Maybe you're awkward because you don't feel comfortable. So I'm gonna give you some credit. That's why you started. But like, bro, that guy's kind of weird, bro. He's kind of corny. I'm like, bro, I can't defend you no more, man. Like, you say a lot of weird shit sometimes. Like, he was talking about like, let me show you this clip because it's better when he says it. He was talking about like he doesn't want to. But I'm not gonna show the clip. He was talking about like, I don't want to fuck a girl. I want her soul. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
I don't want to fuck a girl. I want her soul. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, man,
that's what I'm saying, bro. You can't take guys like that seriously, man. You cannot take guys like that seriously.
I think they have good topics.
You know those guys kind of remind me of. You ever met a friend that goes? You ever had that friend that goes, "Where the bitch is at?" You ever had that kind of friend?
Yeah.
That no matter where you take this guy, you're in a fucking museum. Where the bitch is at? Damn, man, there's no bitches here. That's that cornball. That's what they remind me of. They remind me of where the bitch is at kind of guy.
The bitch is at.
And there's always that guy. There's always that guy. No matter where you are, that guy is going to be there. Where the bitch is at.
And that's basically them.
I have someone in the group I met down here. There's a guy there that's just like that.
He just needs to have bitches around. He listens to
Fresh and Fit. Bitches around. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, man. Anyways, they apparently challenged Aba&preach to a fight. Preach said that he was gonna be in Florida this past week. Do not pussy out, because they were talking about his wife. So he said, all right, I'm about that. He made a specific video Preach did about them saying, I'm gonna pull up, bring the boxing gloves, I'm just gonna show. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna show it. So I'm gonna show the preachers about that life. Right here, he makes a 2-minute video. They talk about his wife, and I asked him to box. So Preach accepted, and they pussied out. So Fresh and Fit are not doing the boxing thing. They're basically saying like, "Oh no, we apologize to our viewers because it was so unnecessary what we did." Yada yada yada. And yeah, they're not about that life. But Preach was about that life. Preach was about to pull up. I was like, "Damn, my son made a whole 3-minute video."
He should have still pulled up. Fuck that.
I mean, he would, but they're not gonna see him. Like they're the type of guys to call the cops and Preach.
No, that's what I'm telling you. These guys are cornballs.
Especially Fresh. His name is Walter, by the way. It looks like a Walter. I was like, that makes sense. As soon as I heard his name, I'm like, he's a Walter.
You know what it is? These guys want to pretend like their future.
Yeah.
They want to pretend like their future, but they're more like Little Bow Wow, you know?
You
ever seen that thing about Little Bow Wow? I went to a strip club. It was him, 50 Cent, and a whole bunch of other rappers, right? And they were throwing money at the strippers, and then Bow Wow's there recording, crazy, and at the end of the whole thing, he was taking the money with him.
that is Preach though. That is Preach. Have you seen his vlogs?
Nah.
Oh my god, bro. Like,
I mean, and honestly, they all seem important to me. All 4 of the guys, they all seem whack to me. Like, those are not guys that I think they're, oh my god, these guys are cool. Like,
Florida guys?
They all seem whack to me.
I mean, the thing is, like, you're in Florida, so I don't know. I feel like your reality is warped over there, man. It's like the dating scene must be fucked up over there. Like you think they have like that fake it till you make it thing, you know? Because the crazy thing is, like, if you see them debate girls, when Aba was there, the energy was not the same. Because Aba asked them about something that they said about him in person, and he asked them, "Hey, you said this about me. I want to address it." And the energy was completely different when he was there in person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I noticed. I'm like, your energy is kind of different when you're screaming at girls and you tell them to get the fuck out. But when Aba was there, and you call them a square, and then they're losers, this and that. When he was there and he pressed you on it, your energy was different when he was there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That's also kind of same. Also, it's not the same thing with Austin. When Austin was there for a podcast, like usually, you know how they talk to the girls, how they'll be like, well, I don't really not. I'm not a big fan. I think I've only watched like 2 videos of them, 2 podcasts. I think one was because of well, I don't know what his name is. He has like the colored beard. It became trending. It was on Instagram, and that's one reason I watched it.
Yeah, I know. It's organic, Mr. Organic.
Mr. Organic, right?
Like
and then the girl was like, "Oh yeah, I'm here to motivate you," or whatever. Right? He was like, "Bitch, I can go to Brazil and get a girl a $1 coffee and get a bad bitch. The fuck you giving me? I have money." That video was cool, but that was cool because of Mr. Organic.
Yeah, Mr.
And I only watched the other video was because of Austin, because I was a fan of Austin before that. Uh-huh. So Austin's video, it seemed like those guys, especially whoever the short African looking guy,
Walter Fresh.
Yeah, I'll talk about now. It seemed like he was really trying to have Austin validate him, like, "Oh yes, Austin, please come over here." And then you know who Throgood is?
No.
Throgood, she's the bitch that sucked up the entire sunscreen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Austin went there and he met her that day, so he smashed that day. But But Fresh or whatever his name is, that you just said, the Shirley Walter guy, like, yeah, man, I know her. We fuck all the time. I'm sending her a picture of you. Send her your profile, and then on the whole thing, like, he was like, yeah, man, this is the guy right here. He's famous. Like, he's this and that. He was trying to like suck him off.
Yeah.
Like if Austin wanted to say, hey, oh, you gonna suck me, and plus you too, suck me, he probably would have sucked him off. That's how corny that guy looked. Yeah. It was like, weird.
Like if you see his vlogs like that.
That guy's cool.
Like he's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Shit, I used to defend him just because of the whole like social anxiety thing. I'm like, you know what? It's brave that you are, in a podcast. And like, but I was like, bro, I can't defend you no more, man. Like, you're kind of weird, and you say a lot of dumb shit a lot of the times. It's like that fake it till you make it, bro. It's just dangerous nowadays. But
that's not a good way to think. The whole fake it till you make it thing. That's not a good way to think.
The problem is that they're validated though.
But their validation comes at a huge high cost. As soon as that validation goes away, they have immediate depression.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
And and I pray this never happens, but I do see it in the Walter guy, the Fresh guy. As soon as that validation goes away, I hope he doesn't do anything to himself. I see the weakness when he speaks. I see the weakness in his eyes. I don't know about the social anxiety thing. I don't want to see weakness. I want to say more. He seems like he wouldn't be able to take something like that happening again. As soon as the validation is gone.
Rejection type of way. Because now, right, they're getting a lot of validation, right? They're getting a ton of views. They're blowing up really quickly. So, that whole high value thing, they think they're in that level. And that's why he seeks validation. But I guess whenever that goes over.
How many subscribers do they have? Like 200,000?
They have 400. Let me double check. I believe it's 400.
And fucking...
They have 422, but they did it in a short time. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, number one male self-improvement podcast in the world. I mean, I don't know.
It's corny. It's just because it blew up quickly. That's the only thing. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. I feel like guys. Well, I don't feel like. I know that guys are going through. A lot of guys are it's just a lot of hurt guys in there. A lot of hurt guys. They just want to trash a woman left and right, and that's all they want to do.